I wanna start from the top, maybe like a do-over. Replace the voices in my head with blind innocence.
Brendan, Jake, Ian, Sean. These four boys didn't know it yet, but they all would eventually meet and change the face of rock and roll forever. It all started in the small town of Brunswick, Maryland. Brendan and Jacob went to the same high school but ran in different circles. Brendan played sports, his friends played sports, and he always wore his red Target windbreaker, always. Jacob was part of the popular group made up of preps and posers, but he was neither. Jacob and his twin sister Hannah played in a Paramore rip-off band called Purple Shanty Shack. Brendan had a huge crush on Hannah and went to see them play in Spencer Cooper's backyard. He was so excited to see Hannah, he didn't notice the pile of dog feces he was about to walk in. Hannah called her brother over, knowing he always had an extra pair of sneakers in his car. Destiny, thy name is Doo-Doo. They decide to hang out one day after school at Jacob's house to jam. They were rummaging around in the basement when they found it, the thing they both unknowingly were searching for, a book titled Modern Baseball Techniques. Out of the ever-spinning loom of fate, a band was born. Bren and Hannah's relationship didn't last, but his friendship with Jake did. That summer, they played their first acoustic show in their friend's garage. It went great, and they wanted more. They both graduated and moved to Philadelphia, where they found a budding music community and took to it like wildfire.
When you talk about a music scene, it's all about participation, and those dudes are all over it.
I just picture them as a really fun-loving, clear-eyed band that came out of a scene that was just really conducive to music and positivity.
I told you I loved you just outside your mom's place.
No, I see cool comic collected.
I was talking to Brendan and he was like, yes, pretty much my first band. Like, these are like the first songs you wrote? Fuck you, man. Some really good songs. It took me years to write a good song. You should hear all the bullshit that I used to write. And they were really good right out of the gate. And they had that same work ethic. It's like, hell yeah, let's play some basement shows. Let's set up our own shows. Let's have shows at our house every weekend for any band that wants to come to Philadelphia. And that's the work ethic of this area.
It was there Jake met Ian Farmer. Ian was covered in Cheetos dust, wearing shoes that were bigger than his body, and wouldn't shut up about this new ska band. It was a natural fit.
Stop. We're Modern Baseball. This song is called Play Ball, and it's off our first full-length, Sports. Oh, these words.
The boys self-recorded their first album, Sports, in their school's recording studio. They wrote songs about girls, and, well, a lot about girls. Mostly about girls. Jake played all the drum parts on the album, so when it came time to tour, they needed a drummer. Sean Huber was handsome, a couple years older, and could grow an intimidating beard. They worked up the courage to ask him to join, and he said, sure. They were off, gigging from town to town on their first full U.S. tour, totally DIY style, playing basements, VFW halls, and bars they weren't even old enough to order drinks at. Together they recorded You're Gonna Miss It All, which took them to places and heights the four young boys could only dream of. Now they are about to record their third album titled Holy Ghost, and the story continues.
I don't give a damn about my reputation. You're living in the past, it's a new generation. A girl can't do what she wants to do, and that's what she's gonna do. And I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. Oh no, not me. Oh no, I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. tripping in the dark, trying to turn on the light.
Acoustic in the bathroom, do that?
We could do that.
Trying to turn on the light.
For this record, I more deliberately tried to write about situations where I can kind of understand what people will get out of it and what I can get out of it myself. I think Holy Ghost was the first song I wrote, and it was kind of about my grandfather, and it came out so fast. I kind of saw him as this thing hovering over me as I was writing the songs, and also over my family, and it seemed like everything was kind of falling apart a little bit, as if he had been somehow holding it together for everyone, and then when he passed, it kind of disassembled a little bit.
Give me 5 here.
At that time in my life, I felt like I was, it just felt like something was changing. I was spending a lot of time with Jess. She lived in South Philly, and I was going to school in West Philly. So I would bike to and from a lot of the time. And that whole chunk in between, I didn't really have anything else to do but try to process what we had been talking about.
Jake and I were just very honest about everything from the get-go. And us having that common, experience of losing someone that we love very much kind of opened the door for him to actually start thinking about that in a real way.
A lot of the sharing that I did with her helped me process how I actually felt about my grandpa's death and how it affected my family. But then also, we were just starting a relationship, so that was exciting, and I was writing a lot about that. I would end up alone at the house at night when Jess was somewhere else. I would start writing a song with whatever I was thinking about or whatever was going on at the time, and then I always ended up kind of thinking back to that previous scenario about my grandpa and my family. So it's kind of just a mishmash of what I had going on at the time and how it related to all this other stuff.
I love my privacy. I always have. I feel like I'm the most productive when I'm alone.
I'm a waste of time and space, drifting through my selfish ways.
I unknowingly trained myself to only get that dark, to only get that low, to only get my lowest points by myself. Like half of that was just like concealing my own illness from everyone. Because I knew there was something wrong, I didn't want others to know.
It got to a point where he was just locked in his house all hours of the day, every day. He was cutting a lot, he wasn't showing up to things, he was smoking a ton of weed, and just not doing life at all. Just cutting and smoking and not doing life.
The mood swings are one thing where, like, we were all very aware of it. We talked about that with him. But it's far easier to be like, dude, why are you being such a dick? Than it is to be like, dude, I'm worried about you.
It was such a slow thing that just built up over years. It was almost like you slowly, each tier you just got used to.
I just saw him going in like a darker place where like he wasn't the same Bren I remembered and like truly fell in love with and been best friends with.
There were nights that I was afraid I was gonna come home and like he wouldn't be there anymore.
After the Say Anything tour, we all split ways like we normally do.
but for whatever reason, I felt like they abandoned me. And that kind of pushed me back into my manic, bipolar state. It wasn't uncommon for a very simple thing to be a trigger for me. So just us parting ways is big enough for me to like drink a bottle of whiskey that following night. And then you do that 10 days in a row, then you don't even have to think about going on the roof, it just kind of happens. He doesn't know it, but I got a text message from Jake just like saying something really stupid, like really basic, like day-to-day shit. And I got off the roof and I told my friend Cam, and he saved my life by telling Jake and Flynn and my parents. I was self-admitted into a treatment program for my mental health. It's not a joke to play around with depression or mental illness. And it's not wrong to seek help or receive help. Jake and Jess and Cole and Cam saved my life. And I'm just thankful of my friends and the band and our fans, and it's just, I don't know. The last few months have been a lot, and it definitely has changed the way I can kind of look at myself and dive in and write and everything like that. And I just feel like I've been like the most honest I've ever been.
We're Mono Baseball, and this is Best Friend in the Short. I'm the best friend you have in this town, or at least you tell me so. I'm the only one you talk to day and night, but your days and nights must be slow.
That was the first song we did, right?
Right. Well, I want to hear you tackle that, the whole thing of that again.
Okay.
Do you even want to do that right now?
I can do that now.
Just one, just to see what's going on.
Totally, I feel good.
You just sound good, that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
It was really, it really just came naturally. A lot of it I was not so much sitting on, but humming like it was an idea for a while. Not saying it wasn't nerve-wracking, because the whole time Joe's like, yo, you got this. Ian's like, yo, you got this. And Jake's like, what the fuck?
We're 4 people who love making music together. My goal really was to just have everybody working off of each other and it just be one unit.
To stay with one group of people for an extended amount of time and to come out and still be best friends and care about each other, it's kind of astounding.
It's just wonderful that everyone included in the Mobo team is very much family.
I got another. You know what I mean? You have a video of me?
They're infectious people. Like every time they meet someone, you kind of just want to be part of their team. Like you're like, yeah, these guys are gonna do it.
I hope they become huge, you know? I hope they take the place of all the bands that got me into alternative music.
We just kind of put ourselves in this situation and got insanely lucky. We're writing the songs we want to write, we're doing the tours we want to do. People are letting us do that, and people get behind it. There's really been no place in this band where I felt like We're doing something because we feel like we have to.
You know, they have a sound that people love them for, massive hooks, but also really smart verses, and that's always going to be there. Their voices aren't changing.
The way those guys are, it's just magnetic, and you want to be around people that are that positive.
You knew it from the first time we met them. They were just those kids with that attitude. There's no pretension, there's no bullshit. They're here because they like to do it. And if they didn't like to do it, they wouldn't do it.
We started Modern Baseball to be our journals, and we feel now with Holy Ghost that we've written the most open and honest songs to date. What Jake and I, Andy and Sean are hoping with opening our personal lives to so many people is that our fans can open up to everyone in their lives.